We're not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against those.
Something big about to happen. I hear the beat tapping. We some fly rhyming felines rapping on the track. Better yet, grab a gat, cause we hot like Enzo. Doors closed, windows up, cause that's the way we like to ride. Windy City hitting. Check mic 1 2 1 2. We live, baby.
Yo, what's up, Chicago? And welcome back to episode 642 of Speak Your Mind Radio. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Queen Star, aka Ms. Hip Hop. And today, y'all, we'll be talking about the 1999 film, The Matrix. Yes, I know this is almost like 30 years later, but this movie is such an eye-opener for today's disclosure in the world, the chaotic world that we are living in. And it's also a reminder of to never forget who you are. So let's get started. Here we go. You know, in the winter of 1999, this film burst onto the scene that will forever alter the way we think about reality, technology, and human potential. The Matrix. Directed by the Wachowskis, this sci-fi thriller became a cultural phenomenon, and it's still impactful till this day. You know, it reverberates all throughout this era of time. At the heart of the film is Neo, played by Keanu Reeves. Now, Neo is a computer hacker living in a mundane life as Thomas Anderson, but he feels a deep sense of unease, as if something is missing. His journey begins when he encounters Trinity, played by Carrie-Anne Moss, a fierce figure who introduces him to Morpheus, played by Laurence Fishburne. Now, Morpheus is a mentor and a guide and a believer who sees in Neo the potential to free humanity from an artificial prison. As the story unfolds, we are immersed in a world of dualities: reality versus illusion, fate versus free will, and man versus machine. Sound familiar? Now, the film is rich with symbolism drawn from religious and mythological traditions. Neo himself is a Christ-like figure, and his name, Neo, is it means one, like to be reborn, like the new one, you know. And his transformation mirrors that as of a savior who sacrifices himself to redeem humanity altogether. The Oracle, another pivotal figure, acts as a prophet, guiding Neo as he grapples with his destiny. The film is steeped in deep thought, the idea that humans are asleep in a false reality, and only awakening can we see the truth. Throughout the movie, the characters reference religious imagery. There are crosses, mirrors, and even the concept of resurrection, inviting us to reflect on the deeper meaning of choice and freedom. The iconic action sequence, like the bullet dodging scene, are more than just visual spectacles. They are symbols of Neo breaking free from the constructs of a programmed world, mastering his own will and agency. And the visual language of green code cascading down screens becomes an iconic digital rebellion. The Matrix was not just a blockbuster hit. It was a philosophical, psychological awakening. You know, a mirror held up to a generation questioning authority, searching for purpose, and dreaming of worlds beyond the screen. Keanu Reeves, Laurence Fishburne, and Carrie-Anne Moss brought these characters to life with an unforgettable performance. And the Wachowskis gave us a blueprint for how a film can be both high octane and adventurous, and a profound psychological quest. Now, as we look back at The Matrix, we can recognize its landmark in cinematic history, a story that transcends its genre, inviting us to question what is real, what is possible, and what it means to be free. And speaking of questioning things, let me just tell you, the absolute importance of the Matrix, okay? While the Wachowskis are credited as the directors and the creative visionaries behind the Matrix, there was a key figure behind the scenes was a black woman named Sophia Stewart. She has long acclaimed that she is the original author of the story, having written a manuscript called The Third Eye, which she says was the foundation for the Matrix universe. While her claim was brought to court and there were legal battles, it's still a powerful reminder that the story we know so well emerged from a broader creative black woman perspective, you know. So even as we marvel at Keanu Reeves, Laurence Fishburne, and Carrie-Anne Moss on screen, we should all also acknowledge the unseen hands that helped shape the groundbreaking narrative. She is the blueprint for the Matrix, Sophia Stewart. Now, I've said all this, but let me give my real incentive on this. Now, as a black woman myself viewing the film, I could see how Sophia Stewart wrote it through her third eye, meaning that me looking through my third eye can see the perspective of a black woman narrating this whole entire movie. With Laurence Fishburne playing Morpheus as the main character, the guide to all of this, and finding the one, which is Neo, Keanu Reeves, to help break the construct of socialism in our society. And also the Oracle was a woman, a black woman. So I'm like, all these prominent figures in this movie, it kind of glares at the fact that the Wachowski brothers did not write this film entirely. They might have added some things, but they didn't write it. Now, here's my breakdown of The Matrix for today. Now, although this film was came out like 30 years ago, it is the rise of artificial intelligence that brings us back to the Matrix. You know, in the movie, the machine versus man won. We are all energy. They took the unborn fetuses that would never enter into this world out of their simulation and used them as energy packs and turned us all into batteries. I know that sounds crazy because nobody wants to wake up to the truth, but we all are energy. Everything that you see, everything that you feel, everything that you touch, all your seven senses we have more than seven senses. We have more than six senses. Everything has to do with energy. This whole entire world is spiritual, whether you want to believe it or not. And I leave religion out of it, so to speak, because it's even higher than that. The one source is energy. The one source is all. The one source is law. The one source is God. Whatever it is that you want to call it from your eyes, you know? And I like when Neo, when he didn't know that he was the one. He knew it was something special about his life that he led, and going to work every day, having to be on time, you know, being systematically programmed to be in prison in his own mind, like everyone else. Like, to him, he did his own thing. He had a separate life where he was a computer hacker. That's what he did. And the computers then just came out around that time, 1999. So he was already deep into it. And the fact that he questioned what he was into led him to be found by Morpheus, who he thought was the one who can break these social constructs that we believe. We give power to money because we give value to it. We give power to law and enforcement because we give our acknowledgement to it. But if we start to think on our own, we can break these things and wake up to the truth. So, meaning our dreams are really real. It's when we wake up that we perceive this as reality, but this really is a dream. We're in a stimulation. and we're hooked up to these machines. Like I said again, the rise of the AI. And you know how they have like the rumors that say, oh, the machines are going to overtake us and things of that nature. Well, in the film The Matrix, that's exactly what happened. The AI, artificial intelligence, started building their own race of robots to overtake humanity and make us as battery chargers. Yeah, because we're all energy. It's a weird concept, but I can see it happening and everything. And even when this might be some spoilers, but what the heck, go watch the movie. Everything I say is incorrect. But when Neo went to go visit the Oracle, he was told to Trinity that, you know, everything she said, I know has been true. So when he went to go visit her, he basically got out of it like, well, I guess I'm not the one. And she looked at him and she spoke in riddles. She said, looks like you're waiting on something. And what he was waiting on was for him to be shown that he was the one. But every question that we ever want to know, no matter how mundane, no matter how complex it is, it lies inside of us, within us. So when the Oracle said what she said and spoken in riddles and pointed to the sign above that says, know thyself, Neo went and said, you know what? Morpheus believes in me and I know I am the one. So when the Oracle said, when one of you are, you know, has to die, he didn't believe that. So when he did see that Morpheus was in trouble, he selflessly put his own life on the line and said, well, his life must be more precious than mine. And he went to go save him. He did something that no other person has ever done before, which was go back into the Matrix and try to free Morpheus. Now, in the end, Keanu Reeves' character did die, but he came back to life, resurrection like Christ, because he is the one. He is the new one. He is the reborn one. This is why he had to die to come back to life. So the Oracle was right, although she spoke in riddles to him. He had to activate the fact that he knew he was the one. He knew he was the one to do what he was supposed to do, which was to save humanity. And at the end of the movie, after all was said and done, everybody is all good. He goes back into the Matrix. And he goes back into the Matrix to master it. Because you cannot run from the Matrix. Earth is a prison planet. Okay? I know this sounds weird to the people that, you know, really don't delve into spirituality like that. But Earth is a prison planet, which is why we work till we die. Yeah. Which is why we give acknowledgement and value to money instead of relying within ourselves like the birds do. The birds don't wonder where their next meal is coming from. They fly tree to tree. There's resources everywhere. As a matter of fact, we should be living in a plentiful, resourceful environment, meaning water is free. My God, it you know, it's in caves and streams and ponds and all kinds of things. I know you can't drink all types of water, but it should be free. Fruit that grows on trees should be free. Vegetables should be free. Food in general that is non-toxic and cancer-free should be free. But since we live in this social construct, we cannot see. It is us that is our own savers. You know, SOS, save yourself, you know? Save ourselves, I'm sorry. That's what that means, you know? So this movie was a true eye-opener. It's the ability to know who the fuck you are, okay? And the fact that no man and no one, nothing can take that away from you. That's what I got out the movie. That was my message. So anything I ever want to know, I don't have to pass away to find out. Talking to a God on the throne. Like when I say a God on the throne, I mean God is not a man. God is not a woman. God is energy. So, yeah, that's all I'll say right there. I hope I ain't talk y'all ear off or nothing like that. And I hope I made you want to go rewatch the film, because I know a lot of us watch the film as kids, but I'm telling you, when you watch it as an adult and 40 plus up again, you get a different message. They literally talk about artificial intelligence taking over in the movie The Matrix, again, almost 30 years ago, if not more. So yeah, go check it out, The Matrix. And remember, Sophia Stewart is the blueprint of it all, not the Wachowski brothers. Sorry, but not sorry. All right, peace, Chicago. I love you. Bye.